How do you create a classic? Join us now as we unfold the wonder.
Jeez! I don't know why I'm not cool.
The magic.
What nigga you know gonna work all day in a hot field for no paper?
And the sheer ignorance of the Boondocks. Season 2.
Damn, that bitch fat as a motherfucker.
And you don't understand that it's very, very important that you back up out of my face or hijack a breath mint, Habib. Goddamn, now are you yelling at me or shitting at me?
After the phenomenal success of Season 1, how could Aaron McGruder and his team possibly top themselves?
I'm pretty happy with the way the show's come along. I think it's made a big step up from Season 2. I think we learned a lot about, what we did wrong and just what it needed.
Hey, after a lifetime of being treated like a nigga, if I catch a break off the word, good for me. Shoot, all the years I've been on this earth, you know how many times I've been called a nigga for free?
What should have taken 9 months, this team managed to accomplish in an excruciating 2 years. What took so long? Everything begins with the script.
Well, it starts with, a bunch of niggas sitting in a room, throwing around ideas of stuff that we think might be funny.
Once we get an idea that we like, we'll toss around a story, flesh out an outline pretty quickly. And then most of the time I go off to write it. And that, that takes a long time.
Oftentimes we rewrite to get to a place where Aaron is happy. That can take as long as however Aaron feels about the particular episode at hand.
The other writers go through, we add some jokes. We'll revise the draft normally because we're already so behind schedule. The artists have already started to break the script down.
It's always a cool process writing the show because so much of it takes place with us just kind of sitting around having conversations, talking about what we think would be funny, what's going on in the news, what bothers us.
Truth is stranger than fiction. So it's, it's like when comedy is just hitting the nail on the head.
With the different secret groups that Aaron has that come in and fix the scripts and work on the scripts, and I'm happy with the end result. Sometimes I wouldn't do it that way, but I've never looked at it and said, man, if that nigga had just done it the way that I wanted to do it, it would be so much better. That's never happened. It may happen in Season 3, but up until now, it hasn't happened. And actually, I hope it never does.
Once the script is finished, it's handed off to an immensely talented team of actors to execute.
Thanks, Licious. That is so gay. Licious.
We all get a chance to ad-lib, but you don't need to, honestly. I can say what's exactly on the page, and it's going to be funny as hell.
Being entered repeatedly by another man. Choo-choo, down the chocolate tunnel hole.
And then they give you another chance.
Last train to Fagville.
We depend on funny people to just do what funny people do, and we get a lot of our best moments that way.
It'll only be a matter of time for that little boy to be a grown man, bent over a table with his pants round his ankle, being entered repeatedly by another man. Choo-choo, last train to Faggotsville, leaving in 5 minutes. Leaving in 5 minutes for that chocolate tunnel hole.
Maybe a little much, but still, you get the idea.
It's really about, can you do the voice or not? Can you give the character life with strictly your voice? And that's what it's all about. Either you can or you can't. It can be taught, but more often than not, it's sort of an instinctual thing.
Oh, you a gay boy. How did that be? How did that happen? Oh, me.
Very good. Let me hear it.
That works.
It works?
Yeah.
I think we've done it, you guys. My job as a voice director is to make sure that I supply the producer with that which he or she wants.
Now, did you want us to also keep the one without the added line?
No, I just want to hear that again.
Play back.
Andrea Romano, the person who keeps us on the straight and narrow during our record sessions.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Excellent. Moving on.
She's extremely professional extremely well prepared when she walks into a room. She knows how to read an actor. She knows what she can say to a certain actor and maybe what she shouldn't. She knows how to phrase things just right so they get it.
And Phenomenal says, superb, and you chime in with line 100. Take 1201, ABC.
She's been around actors for a very long time. I can't imagine a better friend of an actor sitting in that seat than somebody like Andrea.
Regina, I'm so sorry, darling. We need to go from 188 again, please.
Sorry, Regina.
It's okay. It's just a few lines.
My note was maybe to pull back on it just a little bit and make it a little more throwaway.
Okay, so let's run that scene 188 through 182 again, Regina, to be safe. This will be take 137. Aaron McGruder has a very clear vision of what this show is and what he wants it to be. And that's a pleasure for me, because it's much easier for me to get for a producer what he wants when he knows what he wants, rather than someone saying, just do it again until we find, let's just try this, and now can we get shades of gray? And Aaron has a very clear idea of what he wants.
A couple?
No, there's no lines. What we're going through now is just all the parts of the show where we need you to make noise, whether it's like a beat down scene or...
Aaron has got this amazing way of looking at one thing a dozen different ways to find the essence of what he can use for the series.
For some reason, people like doing the show. I think it's because they get to say stuff they don't get to say in their decent jobs. It's like they come to us and do all that wild shit.
For the South!
And he gonna send you home early? I don't give a fuck if it was Jesus' birthday.
And then they go back to their respectable day gigs. Donald Faison from Scrubs.
I'm proud to say that this year BET will be spending only $17,000 on all of its programming combined. How? One word. Reality.
Charlie Murphy is back with us again.
I had 2 hands full of titties. That's bigger than 2 scoops of raisins.
We have Fred Willard.
One thing's for sure, I've learned my lesson. I'm never, ever going to say any form of nigger. I'm cured of that.
He has to say the word nigger so many times. Let's hope Al won't bother him. Aisha Tyler plays Luna, who is an insane woman that Granddad invites to the weekend for MySpace.
Wow. I thought you were going to tell me you thought I was crazy and you didn't want to see me again like the others.
Nigga, you broke my clavicle, nigga.
Terry Crews, Everybody Hates Chris. I'm always surprised that people show up, because we're not paying him anything.
I didn't know Cat Williams before this series. And when he first came in on the first season to play a pimp named Slickback and opened his mouth and did this voice, I was on the floor.
Mr. Dubois, my name is a pimp named Slickback, and this, sir, is an intervention.
You should feel free to toss in some more of your own ad-libs as well, too.
No, I don't think they're paying extra for that.
No, hell no. Hell no, I'll tell you.
I get another cup of this tea, you never know. Don't get me wrong, a pimp named Slickback will put a lot of things over a hoe. Money over a hoe? Always. Brand new gators over a hoe? Absolutely. A turkey sandwich with just tomato? Guaranteed.
I think we should do a spin-off with Cat's character. I just think he's so good.
We got a lot of great people in this year. We have a lot of musicians. We got CeeLo from Goody Mob and Gnarls Barkley.
You think I want my own sitcom, Huey? No, I really don't.
We've got Ghostface.
Now you say what you want. That old crazy, goofy-looking motherfucker is coming back. Your granddad's nigga moment ain't dead yet.
Busta.
We all knew that the shit was about the diamonds and the rubies and the jacuzzi.
Snoop.
Come here, boo. Let me holler at you.
That's okay.
Oh, well, fuck you then, bitch. Bucket mouth hoe.
Mos Def comes back as Gangstalicious.
That's why I fucks with you, Riley. The homies know how to keep a secret. Homies know how to keep a secret.
Okay.
All right, man, so I'll call you later. Peace, homies over hoes. Hang this up, boo-boo.
Lil Wayne is in our Katrina episode.
Oh, let me serve this nigga Huey, you heard me? He don't even want no, Huey don't want nothing.
Boy, I'm telling y'all, boy, y'all lucky we can, because if I was a different type of nigga, I'm tired of left out here with everything to clean up out this bitch with nobody knowing nothing. Oh, man. Y'all got the 100-inch what that's digital cable right there? Boy, oh, I see. Oh, Cousin Rob, my bad, the thing. My bad, Oh, man. Y'all got the 100-inch T. What that is? Digital cable? That's digital? Man, I see Cousin Rob, he doing it big with this system right here, too. I bet this bitch got some knock, huh?
Excellent.
Once the dialogue is completed, the script is then handed off to the designers, who create the entire Boondocks universe.
Normally, because we're already so behind schedule, the artists have already started to break the script down and start doing designs. So, everything in the universe has to be drawn. Every person, every background, every object falls under a different team of artists that have to create everything you see.
Next comes the most critical part of the animation process, the storyboards.
On the art side, it goes from the designers to the board artists, which really is where everything happens. The boarding stage of the show is the most important part of the entire process.
Even before we send video reference overseas to the animation studios, we do video reference also for the storyboard artists, so they can understand the attitude and the sensibilities, of what we were trying to say with the script.
That's where Sung comes in with his team and essentially creates all the performances, all the direction, all the camera movement.
If that shit ain't in the boards, it ain't in the show.
You're okay with his lifestyle? Well, I mean, I know he ain't no real gangster, but that's cool.
There's a lot of subtle things that you want in the performance and in the acting that has to come through in the storyboards, because if it doesn't come through in the storyboards, it won't come through in the show. So we try to put every bit of acting that we need into the storyboards and wish for the best.
The boards are assembled along with the dialogue track into what Hollywood calls the animatic.
I sit down with it normally for the first time since the script was written and see the show play out in a rough fashion. But it does really give you a good sense of if the humor is working.
You ever seen when niggas seen a girl, they hug the girl with both arms, but then he go give his nigga some kind of one-arm hug and shit? What kind of disabled shit is that all about, my nigga? Me and my niggas, we hug with both arms. You get that bitch both arms, you get your nigga both arms, you know what I'm saying? Anything you can get it with bitch, you get it your homie, anything.
Carl Jones performs video reference for the overseas animators.
This is Ghost riding the whip. For example, like we have a pimp named Slickback. A lot of his movements and just the way a pimp would talk, there's little subtle things that kind of make or break the character.
Bitch, don't start with that we need another computer shit again. You say that shit every time a new iMac comes out. You ain't slick. You better make that D4 work, bitch, and stop playing with me.
That kind of stuff is important, Not that I've been around a lot of pimps, but, I know what it takes to be a pimp.
Once the show returns from Korea, all that's left is to edit and add the music. If it ain't good now, it will never be.
We send the shows off to Tank and Latif and DC and Ninth Wonder and Fatin that sort of tackle the music job.
I think the music is a real important aspect to the show.
Do the whole man, do the whole man, do the whole man, do the whole man.
You never catching lids, rolling with no beards, cause bitches ain't shit. This on my crew is thick, a bunch of knuckle.
That beat is alright.
We had a lot of talented producers on the show this season. Ninth Wonder, Fatin, JJ was another talented producer that we brought on this season. And, we've had, a lot of guest rappers. You guys know Asheru from the theme song that he did, in the first season as well as the second season. Metaphor the Great.
Anything that's cerebral and every once in a while like the blues or some jazz shit, I'm impressed with where it comes from. I don't know if there's an old nigga here that's picking out shit.
When the show gets delivered, there's temp music that comes from Aaron McGruder and Carl Jones. And that basically outlines the general direction of what they're looking for. And then from there, we work with Tank and DC and other musicians to basically get those cues in the show in the way that the creators have envisioned it.
I helped to create a lot of the original music cues for the show, a lot of the themes for Ruckus and Good Love and some of the other little music cues for the show. This is a lot of fun.
Hey there, Dawkins. I heard there was some Katrinians in town, so I brought out my old violin that only plays sad songs. Bo-ho-ho, nigga.
Television is not set up to be done like this. It was really about, creating a process that would work. I mean, just the whole attempt to use hip hop in a show like this, where the rules for sampling is very different. When you're making records versus making television, and it's an extraordinarily complicated thing. So we felt like it was worth trying to tackle. The artist in me is still trying to create a better drawing. When you invest, close to 2 years on a single project or a single season of television, at that point, you're certainly not doing it for the money.
Black people can't be critical of themselves or their Uncle Toms or Coons or whatever. And I think the show, when it points a finger back at what we do, we're better in some way.
I think people come to the show for different things. And I think, some people just maybe sit down to hear, I don't know, a bunch of niggas curse for 20 minutes in a cartoon. But again, for us as artists, the creating a beautiful show and doing good work in animation is important.
Hopefully it raises the consciousness and at least makes you think about that subject or what we're tackling that particular episode or that week.
So, what does it take to make a classic? Some crazy niggas, a few Koreans, and a whole lot of time.
I'm about to go get dressed.
So plain, we gonna fly on the soul.